and welcome to my channel, Sew Aldo. If you are new here, welcome, and I'm so glad you decided to check out my channel. On today's tutorial, I am going to show you how to make a simple denim skirt that I'm wearing today. Remember the A-line skirt pattern that we made a few episodes ago? Well, today I am going to show you how to use that pattern to create this beautiful skirt that look legit store-bought skirt. So now if you want to learn how to make your own denim skirt, then keep on watching.
I already cut out the pieces for this project to speed up the process. So I have one back piece and I will have two front pieces because we are going to have front closure. And if you notice, I already added the fusible interfacings already. I fuse it on the button placket. I have two pocket pieces. I fuse it as well on the top edge and the pocket opening, and this is the waistband. First thing I will do is stay stitch the waistlines of the skirt. Next, I am going to sew the darts closed. And I'm going to tie off a knot to secure the threads, and I'm going to repeat it 3 more times. Since I already prepped all the pocket pieces, all I have to do is hem the pocket opening, as you can see here. And then I am going to sew the placket. First, I fold in the raw edge and fold it 1 more time to encase the raw edge, just like you see here. And I'm going to stitch along where I placed the pins. You can also use a contrasting thread color, but for this project I decided to use just black thread because that's what I have that is heavy duty. Now I am going to place the patch pockets on the correct sides of the skirt, and I'm just going to top stitch it. If you remember, I made a similar skirt a few weeks ago, and this is actually the same pattern that I used for that skirt and the same design, but I am trying different techniques this time, like using a fusible interfacing to make the skirt more durable. Also going to try a new seam that I just learned a few days ago, which is called flat felt seam, and I'm super excited to try that out on this project. Now I am going to match the wrong sides of the skirt panels because I told you I am going to use a different seam this time. So I'm just going to sew along the edge using the seam allowance that I gave for this pattern, which is 1/2 inch. Then I am going to press the seam open and trim off one side of the skirt panel or the raw edge. And then grabbing the long seam allowance, I am going to fold it and fold it 1 more time to hide the raw edge. So this is when I realized I should have given this skirt patterns about 5/8 of an inch instead of 1/2 inch because I was struggling, especially when I was folding in the raw edge right here on the pocket side because it is pretty thick. So if you are going to recreate it, make sure you give your pattern or fabric enough allowance. So 5/8 of an inch will be perfect. I still love how it turned out. It makes the skirt more durable. You can use this seam for any heavy-duty garment or sewing mix that you are going to create. Now it's time to sew the waistband. So I already put a fusible interfacing to this one, and I'm just going to match the right sides of the fabrics together. And if you notice, there's about 1/2 inch allowance sticking out from the actual waistband, and that is on purpose. It will make sense later on. After that is completed, I am going to grab the end of the waistband and match the right sides together. As you can see, I'm just going to put a clip right here on the end of the waistband, and I'm going to repeat the same step on the other end of. And then I'm going to sew the side seams. After that, I am going to trim off the corner of the waistband, so when I turn the fabric correct side out, it is going to be nice and pointed. After that, I am going to fold in the seam allowance, and I'm just going to basically sandwich the raw edge of the skirt waistline inside the waistband. And I also press it so it is much easier to work with. After that, I place a few pins on the seam or waist seam, and then I am just going to make sure that I am catching the fabric underneath it. And I'm just going to sew it all the way around. And here I am creating a belt loop, so it is about 1.5 inch wide and probably 30 inches long, and I'm just going to fold it in half and then fold it one more time, and I'm going to press it as well, then sew along the edge. Okay, because this fabric is super thick, it is super hard to get the fabric started actually. So my solution was use a pilot fabric. So I showed you how to do that before when using a jersey knit fabric, but you can actually use it for any type of material. So just like this one. So I just place it right here, so it's so much easier for me to pull the fabric. And yeah, it just gives you a handle at the end of the fabric. If you think this is a clever sewing tip, please give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Now I'm going to cut this fabric into 3-inch long pieces. I will need 5 pieces for the belt loops. And here I actually didn't measure, I just kind of eyeball it, making sure it's evenly distributed. And then I'm just going to top stitch it and then fold it over and top stitch it one more time. So basically you want the raw edge underneath the fabric. Oh my goodness, it is looking beautiful. It gives me chills. Now it's time to add the buttons and make a few buttonholes. So I decided to do how many? 8 pieces or 8 buttons. And I space it every 2 inches apart. That will make sure that my modesty will not be compromised, if you know what I mean. And then it's time to make some buttonholes, and be sure to test it out first before you do it on your actual fabric. And then I will poke a small hole right here on the other side of the placket and place the backing under the fabric. And then I'm going to put the button and hammer it together. Just be careful that you don't hammer your finger. I will repeat it 7 more times and the skirt is almost done. I promise you, all I have to do now is hem the skirt, and yay, I am done.
That's it for today, and thanks so much for watching till the end. I totally appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to do so. Click that likes button so you can help me grow my channel. And yeah, and did I say turn on the notification as well so you will get notified when I post a new tutorial? Well, don't forget to do that as well. Anyway, I have over 300 sewing tutorials for you to learn from, so be sure to check out the playlist right here. And yeah, thanks so much again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!